As I was sitting in jail, after I got into a fight with my dad, just a few days, no big deal. I sat there and I was thinking to myself what I could have done differently in order to prevent this situation from happening. And for the first day, I was convinced that there wasn't anything I could have done differently because I had hit my head really hard and I had basically lost my ability to control my emotions. And so I was convinced that it wasn't my fault. But that idea, like, it didn't sit right with me. There's something deep in my head that told me that I was always responsible for every situation that I was in. And so I kept thinking, well, what could I have done differently? And then I had this epiphany that while it's true that I lost my ability to control my emotions after receiving a brain injury, that was true. But the part that I could have controlled was what happened before I got hit in the head, which is that the reason why I lashed out at my dad was because I was already having resentment against him way before I hit my head, like decades of resentment. And so the only thing that happened after I hit my head was that I lost my ability to suppress that resentment and suppress that rage and anger that I had against him, which I had been doing all these years. Instead of addressing why do I resent him and how to deal with it, I just used my energy to suppress it and push it down. And then what happened after I hit my head was I just lost my ability to keep down the demons, and they just kind of had free reign. And why am I talking about this? Because I'm noticing a lot of this rage kind of behavior in my comments in response to my political videos. Now, I'm not complaining about receiving negative comments. I actually enjoy having debates with people. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is because I like to argue with people. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that. But I'm a huge champion of respectful argument. And I don't mean champion like I'm the best at it. I mean somebody who champions it. In other words, who promotes it. I like to promote being able to have a disagreement in a respectful way. In other words, if I say that I disagree with you politically and you have a meltdown, that to me tells me that you have a very simple lack of being able to control your emotions, right? I think it's okay to feel that rage. There's nothing wrong with that. But then allowing the rage to take over, and I don't really mean that it's okay to feel the rage. It's okay to feel it, but ultimately you should like figure out why you can't handle somebody disagreeing with you. And I say you, and I'm talking to myself because I actually have to deal with this demon inside of my heart every morning. I have to wake up, especially after hitting my head. Boy, it takes me like 2 hours. I have to wrestle that monster, put chains around him, stick him in the basement, lock the trap door, put a lock on it, and make sure that monster doesn't control the rest of the day. Like, it's really hard, and that's why I think I have the right to give you a finger wagging lecture and be like, you know if you guys go into my comments now, you're not gonna find it because I actually went and I deleted a lot of that stuff. I thought for a while, like, oh, free speech, I'm gonna let people say whatever, but some of that stuff is so vile. It's just name calling. It's like personal, and it's not all against me. It's against one another. And I'm not gonna have that shit on my watch. Like, this is my community. I'm the captain of this ship. Okay? In my community, I am the dictator and we do not have free speech. Like, if you come into my videos, you are not gonna disrespect people in my comments. It's not gonna happen because I don't want people to leave my content feeling like somebody took a dump in their heart. I'm I'm gonna leave all the comments that disagree with me because, like I said before, that's why I'm doing this, is to be challenged. I want people to tell me why I'm wrong. But some of you need to learn how to do that in a respectful way. And so, those of you that um, just call names and get, like, I can feel your anger, like, through your comments. I can tell that you were writing this comment, like, shaking, you know? And again, I give myself the right to talk directly to you guys like that because I'm dealing with this as well. And I don't just want to lecture. Like, I'm here to say that if I can do this every day, I can subdue that demon and be like, no, today I will not disrespect the people that I love. I will smile today, god damn it. If I can do that with my damaged brain, like, I'm the weakest person that you know. Guaranteed. And I'm out here learning how to control my emotions. And some of you are tough guys. Men, real men who are out there doing hard labor, and you can't control your emotions. Like, you're allowing the demon to take hold and dictate your life. That's not being a tough guy. You think it is. I know a person in my life who, at the bar, is with this girl and he humiliates her. He gets angry and he talks smack and brings her down in front of everybody. And he thinks in his head that he looks like a tough guy when he does this. But he doesn't realize that the people around him are looking at him, and this happens multiple times. I've seen him do this multiple times. Publicly humiliate his girl. But what he doesn't realize, like, he thinks he's being tough, but what he doesn't realize is everybody around him is looking at him like, dude, have you lost your mind? Like, people look down on him for this. But he doesn't realize that because he has taken his head and he shoved it so far up his own ass that he can't see anything. He's just getting high on his own farts. He can't see how other people perceive him. So oftentimes men, me included, we think that we coming across as tough by being an asshole. But it's not true. We're not coming across as tough. Everybody else can perceive that you're just acting like a baby. Like you're throwing a fit. You know when a child stomps his foot at the grocery store because they don't get the candy? That's what it looks like. Except it's even worse than that because all I'm doing is I'm just disagreeing with your opinion. All I'm saying is, you know that idea that you have? I have an opposite idea. And you just, you can't handle that. You can't handle that. You have a meltdown with your emotions. And so, it sucks. But as it turns out, I might have to turn into a guru on YouTube. I want to talk about politics, but I think that first we're going to have to learn how to be civilized. So I'm pausing my program on politics right now, and I'm turning into a guru. I have to tell you to learn how to subdue your animal side. You ever see people walking around outside with their dogs, and it's their dogs that are walking them, like they're like being pulled by the leash? Okay, that's you. And I say you because most of my people that watch me are men that are my age. And I think a lot of us have this same problem, me included. Like, the animal part of us is in control, and that should be embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. You should be ashamed. I know your therapist will tell you that you shouldn't feel shame, but they are wrong. You're a man. You should be able to control yourself. You should be able to control your anger. You think that just because the emotion that you choose is anger, that it makes you tough. But it doesn't. You're still being emotionally immature. You still just can't control your emotions. It's no different than all the other emotions. It's actually worse because it's destructive. It doesn't make you a tough guy. It doesn't make you cool. It makes you weak. It means that the animal has taken over and you've given it up control. And you're supposed to be a civilized person. So that's my rant to the fellas. Get your shit together, dude. Like, get a grip on yourself, man. You know what I mean? Calm down. Get a hold of yourself. Don't let the anger control you because it's embarrassing. So if I could leave you with any parting message today, be ashamed. Okay? Be ashamed to act out and yell at your girl in front of everybody in public. Be ashamed to write some of the horrible nonsense that some of you write. Okay? You're in public. Even though you're on the internet, you're in public. Everybody can see you. Be embarrassed. Like, you're a man. You ought to be able to have some pride. You know? I don't agree that pride cometh before the fall. I think pride keeps you in check. Have some pride in yourself, for God's sakes. People are looking at you and you're losing your mind. Can't do that. Can't have that, fellas. So for as long as I'm going to receive these comments, I'm going to pause the political discussion and we're going to roll back to second grade and we're going to learn how to behave. I don't want to make this videos, but I think I might have to because I just can't believe what I'm hearing, especially on Instagram. I have political discussions on YouTube, but on Instagram, I have more discussions about men and women, the relationship between men and women. And that stuff just blows my mind. Like, that's going to be a separate video. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to become a lecturer because I just can't believe what I'm seeing out there, fellas. Like, y'all are misbehaving. And me included. I'm going to rewatch this video 10 times because I need it every morning. Every morning. I have 2 seconds of peace before the demons come knocking and go, we're here to play. Come on out. Let's go destroy somebody's heart. You know? Anyway, good luck. I believe in you. If I can overcome my bullshit, you can too, because I'm weak as hell. And some of you are really tough guys. So y'all can do it. I believe in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video. I'm not just lecturing. I think we can do it. But you need to put some effort into it, bro. And once again, if you could take anything from this video, be ashamed. Cheers.